Good afternoon, students. The deadline or the extension that was granted for assignment 1 was the 31st of March, meaning that everyone currently, even with late registrations, everyone should have submitted their assignment by now. What is important, key, is that you ensure that the blog link is working in your assignment 1. You can still go back and check on this. Ensure that the blog link is working. Again, I'm reiterating the point that if you submitted a blog link that was incorrect in your initial PDF assignment that you submitted, you do not have to try and submit again, but you can use the comment section next to your assignment to add a new blog link so that we as your lecturers can know which one is the correct one. But state it in the comment that I have by mistake submitted the wrong blog link, and please kindly use this one because this is the one that is working. Remember, you can still go back and actually fix some of the content if your assignment is not yet graded. It is important, again, to understand that this assignment is actually weighs heavy on the total mark because it weighs 30%, and the second one weighs 30%, and the exam is 40%, meaning in this particular qualification, the assignments weigh more than the examination or the summative assessment. Important, ensure that your blog is operational up to the end of the examination, meaning that we need to actually also examine your blog for the final examination. Then thereafter, it can go down. It's not a problem. But remember, you must actually keep it up for the duration of this particular module, meaning up to the end, usually up to the end of June or late, middle of July, which is the end of the first semester for grading purposes. Ensure that you are working with a non-profit organization that really exists, because we are checking in on this. If you create your own fictitious organization, it will be a zero. I cannot stop emphasizing that. It's important that you work with an existing organization. It is important that you get acquainted with the skills of actually creating digital content. That is the purpose of this module, that you understand how to deal with content that is meant for this age of advancement in terms of human technology, whereby we are looking at the fourth industrial revolution. You must be on tech. You must actually have the expertise to create content for these new forms of communications that are coming in. So for assignment 1, wrap up, ensure that everything is proper, that all the content is on the blog, that you submit only the blog link for assignment 1, and then you will get 100%. If all the items, all the content that is that we actually request is actually posted on your blog. Now, why is it important to create a blog? A blog resembles a website, which can be similar to the UNISA website. It is meant to give information to your potential to stakeholders, to your future stakeholders, or to your future sponsors and donors. So a website, it needs to be, in most cases in this day and age, it is the first encounter for most individuals with an organization. Even if you are going to be, if you apply for a job, and then the first thing you do, even if you have not gone to the building, the first thing you do is go to the website and find out information about the company that you are going to be interviewed, where you're going to be interviewed. What do they do about us, which is similar to what you are doing about us, entails providing the vision of the organization, the mission of the organization. Of course, when you go through a website, there's contact details. That is what we are also asking for. You go to the contact details, you find the address of the institution, you find the telephone numbers. So in that instance, you know very well that I am not dealing with a fly-by-night institution, that this particular entity really exists. That is what we are asking for in your blog. So this blog needs to resemble, or should be, your step in understanding how to create content for digital platform and how to actually manage websites for your future employer. So very key, very important. This is what is needed in this age of advancement as a public relations practitioner. So take into account that it's not in fact, a useless exercise. This is the most important exercise in this day and age, because organizations have moved online. Most organizations that are credible have websites. If they don't have websites, in the case of what you are using for non-profit organizations, I emphasize that it's always good to work with an organization that doesn't even have a blog, whereby you create your own blog from scratch in collaboration with them. These are your small creches, your neighborhood creche, your neighborhood church, your local charity, your local soup kitchen. These are the organizations that we're actually encouraging you to work with. Organizations that do not even have such platforms, whereby in some instances there are no resources to even create such platforms, but you are coming in and actually giving them insight and actually asking them for certain content, and then they start to understand that their first reach is through blogs or through websites. So this is a very critical exercise and something that is going to actually add value to your own education, to your own training as a public relations scholar or practitioner, because you start to understand why are these organizations worried about communication. Maybe they are worried that they're not getting enough donors, sponsors, because of their lack of not having an online presence. That is why we say go to them, create an online presence for them, have them, put them up on Facebook, put them up on Twitter, put them up on Instagram and YouTube, so that people see the beautiful work that they are doing. In so doing, then they can attract other stakeholders or other sponsors and donors or other groups to actually support them in whichever community they are operating. Very important that this particular module is actually the core of what a public relations practitioner should be doing in the 21st century. Thank you very much again for the second assignment. Ensure that you have all the content. Remember, for number one, all the challenges, you just get 10 marks for stating what you encountered in terms of challenges when you are trying to create your blog. And then make sure that the Facebook page that you are using for assignment 2 exists. That when we click on the handle on the blog, we go to your site, and then we can actually peruse and see the content that we require for assignment 2. The other way is to post the link on the assignment, the link that takes us straight to where you put up the stakeholder experience. We go there to the stakeholder experience of stakeholders. We read it, and then in the PDF you can also record the number of likes you have so far, and you show us again with a proper link, a working link, where you were engaging a visitor to your site, to your page, and how you responded to a particular question. And then in the most cases, you get the maximum marks. It's not a difficult module. It's just that you must put in effort, and it's not as theoretical as your other modules. But here, we learn how to create. We learn how to do content. And then there's nothing more. There are no theoretical questions that are going to be put to you in this particular module. But again, going back to the learning units, it is important that you read your learning units. That's where the content is coming from. That's where you understand the state we are in terms of communications technology, where we are, where the field of public relations is, and what communication is posing, in fact, with regard to the field of public relations and how things are changing on a daily basis for the public relations practitioner. Good luck. Work on assignment 2. I'm not guaranteeing that an extension will be granted, but it should be, because in fact, we actually extended assignment 2-1, I think by almost close to 3 weeks. So there should be a negotiation as we go along regarding an extension, but any extension issue will be communicated via announcements. Again, I'm reiterating, please read your announcements, because in most cases, we get inundated with many emails from students, and then we find that students are asking frequently asked questions. Their questions, we can say, are frequently asked, and then we create announcements based on those frequently asked questions. So sometimes, just before sending an email, just go and peruse through your announcements and see you might find the answer is there and you are delaying, waiting for a lecturer to respond. Because in most cases, the lecturer will not be responding, or will respond, but not at the time that you need the information. But again, the lecturer will respond, but just ensure that you don't actually duplicate issues. When something has been addressed in the announcements, please read your announcements and then come back and ask something that is not there in the announcement. But I've been seeing from time to time that most students are not reading their announcements, and that's where we are going to have a problem, because if there's any change in the module, that's where we communicate the change. Make sure that you stick to you follow your module, you follow the communication in your module, you follow the announcements. That's the only platform we use currently until we get back the SMS system that we used to have in the past. In the interim, we are operating with announcements with regard to what is going on in the module. Even announcing an extension will come through the announcement. So you can imagine what you are losing. You are losing out if you're not using the announcement section. If you're not checking the announcement section on a weekly basis, I would say yes, on a weekly basis, at least not even just once a week, maybe 3 times a week. Go through your announcements and see what is important, what is arising, what are lecturers saying, what we are dealing with, because you might find sometimes a tip has been given with regard to work that has to be done, but you are not reading that particular tip, and then you actually get yourself entangled with issues that have been addressed already, and you are going around panicking instead of sitting down and reading the announcements, only to find that the solution you're asking for is already posted there in the announcements. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Good luck. Good luck with the second assignment. Please do follow the instructions and follow them properly, and then I guarantee that you are going to actually succeed in this particular module. It is not as difficult as people as you think it is, because you are just creating content. You are not actually doing anything with regard to theory writing essays. No, you are creating the future of public relations. You are creating content that is based on the fourth industrial revolution and the changing technology that we face on a daily basis, or what the profession faces on a daily basis. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.